Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cámara Peruana de Comercio Exterior. Welcome to our morning English lectures. I hope everyone is safe, everyone is healthy. Remember to take all the necessary precautions. Remember that COVID is still with us, and it's going to be here for a while still. So, um, if whether or not you have gotten the illness already, take care of yourselves. Wear a mask. Um, Follow all the necessary safety precautions. Wear your mask, wear your face, wear that plastic covering if you travel. Wash your shoe, clean your shoes when you enter your house. Take them off. Change clothes. Take a shower. Um, Wash your hands frequently. Rub some alcohol disinfectant on your hands, and just take all the necessary precautions to take care of yourself and take care of your families. It's Wednesday, January the 20th. I hope everyone is fine and, like I said, healthy. Today we're going to continue with some templates. Um, and like I said, today we're going to talk about some pronunciation at the end, but basically it's going to be templates and expressions that you can use in different situations. Okay. So let's begin. Today, this is the topic. We're going to finish the topic of journalism. Like I said, well, it's a general title. Basically, it's going to be expressions about agreeing, disagreeing, and things like that. My name is Carlos Martinez Flores. I'm an English instructor and speaking coach. I'm a former team leader from Pacifico University, and currently I am an EFL teacher at Mater Purísima School in Miraflores. Okay, so let's just go right into it. These are the things that we're going to talk about today. First, we're going to give you templates for giving opinions, like we mentioned the last class. We're going to give more templates for asking opinions, for agreeing, disagreeing with opinions, partly agreeing with opinions. Tips on how to talk to classmates or to people that you meet in school. Expressions to show concern, that you're preoccupied, that you're worried about things. And continuing with the topic, the last class, remember we talked about stopping the smoke, the smoking habits. Now we're going to give some tips about how to break those bad habits. And finally, just like I mentioned the last time, there's a specific details when you use the past tense. Okay, so we're going to mention them and when to say and when to pronounce in different ways. Okay. So again, remember that I follow your comments on Facebook, on the Facebook app, as well as in the here in Zoom. Okay. Remember that in the Facebook app, sometimes it takes a little bit for me to answer, but I'll try to do my best. Okay. Let's begin. So when we give opinions, remember that an opinion is an idea, a personal idea, not necessarily correct or incorrect. It's just what you think. Okay. And here are some expressions that you can use to give your opinions. For example, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, I do not believe that something like that would be a good idea. Okay, this is like saying in my opinion, right? All of these expressions are like in my opinion. In my opinion, a raise would be very beneficial. In my view, in my view, the option presented is not valid. From my point of view, from my point of view, that would not be the best solution. The way I see it is that, okay, remember that if that's in parentheses because it's not necessary, you can mention it or not. The way I see it is we could do much better. Or the way I see it is that we could do much better. To my mind, we are heading in the wrong direction. Well, I reckon that, I reckon the company is making the best decisions possible. I reckon is I believe, I think, okay? So all of these expressions can be used before you say what you think or you give your opinion. They all mean the same. They all basically mean in my opinion, okay? There's no better way. It's good to know all these ways so to make your conversations more interested, more valid, more professional. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Here are some other ways. Personally speaking, I believe. Personally speaking, I believe we could do better. As for me, I reckon. As for me, I reckon that a much better solution is what we need. In my opinion, or in my humble opinion. Humble is like, well, how we say in Spanish, humilde, right? In my humble opinion, management has made a wrong choice. I reckon, I suppose we could do that. I know, I know we are struggling, but couldn't we try something else? May I? May I? I think new ideas are needed. Okay, so notice that in all of these, again, these is all of these mean like in my opinion or I think. Um, but these three final three, I suppose, I know, and may I are used, especially may I. May is like saying if I can give you my opinion. Okay, may I? You're saying can I give my opinion? And very good. So all of these expressions are used to express your opinions. Okay. Now other templates are if you ask me, if I were you, to be honest, I could be wrong, but I am no expert. But personally, I believe, or I strongly believe, or I strongly believe that, or I think, I honestly think, I honestly think that. And oh, here's missing an I. I really feel, or I really feel that. All these expressions can be used to express opinions, okay? When you want to say what you think, when you want to say what is your point of view, when you want to say what you think about something, we use these expressions to express opinions, okay? And again, they all mean the same. Whether you say my humble opinion, or personally speaking, I believe, or I am no expert, but they all have the same meaning, okay? So it's just a matter of you changing your expressions to sound more professional, to sound in better control of the language, okay? Very good. Now, when we want to ask for opinions, we can also use some expressions like I've told you before. What do you think, or what do you reckon? Again, the meaning is the same. Okay, when you say reckon, is what do you think? What do you believe? What do you reckon? Do you think it is a good idea? So it's like asking this person, like, what do you think? What is your opinion? Do you see what I'm getting at? Okay, so again, do you understand? This is my point of view. Do you see what I'm getting at? I mean, do you understand me? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I mean? The same. I hope I was clear. Do you see what I mean? Again, do you understand? I mean, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions. Okay, so when we ask these questions, we're asking the other people to tell us what they think, to tell us what is their opinion, to tell us what are their what is their mind, what do they think. Other ways of asking the same is, do you agree with me? Would you go along with that? Would you agree with me that? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that? Okay, so all of these expressions are to ask other people to tell you what they think, what is what is their opinion, what is in their minds. Okay. Notice that sometimes we can start, what do you reckon, or we can finish. Do you see what I'm getting at? Do you see what I mean? Okay. So all these expressions are used to ask for opinions. Tell me what you think. Okay. But we can also use expressions to agree. Okay, when we think what people think, if somebody says something and you want to say yes, me too. I agree, or I totally agree with you that. I see your point. I totally agree with that, or I totally agree with you. Okay, I understand and I 100% with you. I couldn't agree more. The same. I think the same. I couldn't agree more. Okay, I would go along with that. I see. I'd go along with that. So all of these expressions are to say, yes, me too. You want to tell somebody that your ideas or your thoughts or your opinions are equal to his or hers. Other expressions that we can use are I feel the same, you are absolutely right, no doubt about it, that's a good point, or I see your point. I see where you're coming from. Okay, notice this expression is common, and try not to translate literally, because if you translate literally, that means that you're looking at somebody coming from another direction. And no, here we are talking about I understand you. I understand what you are saying. Okay, I see where you're coming from. I agree. Okay, very good. So these expressions are used to ask for opinions. These expressions are used to agree with someone. Okay, to say yes, me too. Okay, and just like we can agree with someone, we can also disagree with someone. Okay, that means that, I mean, I don't agree with you. No, I am afraid, I disagree. Okay, don't get confused with I am afraid, like if you're watching a horror film or a horror movie. This I am afraid, I disagree. It's like I am sorry, but I don't agree. Okay, I don't agree with you. This is very direct, but again, you don't agree. I would be inclined to disagree. This is another way of saying I disagree, but more polite. More polite than I am afraid I disagree, and more polite than I don't agree with you. I would be inclined to disagree. It goes against my belief. That's not the way I see it. Maybe there is another way. I don't think so. I don't feel the same. I don't think so. I would prefer something else. Okay, so you're disagreeing. You're telling the person or the speaker that, I don't agree with your thoughts. I want another option. Okay. Again, all of these are polite ways. The one that says I do not agree with you, even though it's very direct, it's still, I mean, it's still an option. Okay. All of these expressions are used to express disagreement. Okay. How you feel about something, and of course, if you feel negative about it. But sometimes we can agree, but partially. Okay, so when we partly agree, we say, I see your point, but that means I agree with you, but I see your point, but I have another idea. I agree, but I want to propose something else. I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with you. Could we change a few things? That means I agree partially, not completely. I want to change some few things. Okay, this is when you want to say I kind of agree, partially agree. I agree with you to an extent. However, I agree with you to an extent. However, I think we could modify certain things. This means that I agree with you until this point or this moment or this idea. Maybe we can change some things there. You make a good point, but that means, hey, I mean, it's interesting what you're saying, but you want to give some other ideas or propose new opinions. You make a good point, but the last part is not of my appeal. Okay, so again, we're using expressions to say how we feel about a certain thing, about a certain idea, about a certain topic. Okay, but again, we can agree, like here. I feel the same. You're absolutely right. No doubt about it. I see where you're coming from. Or you can disagree. I'm afraid I disagree. That's not the way I see it. I don't think so. Or you can agree 50-50. Like, I see your point, but you make a good point, but etc. Okay, so these are ways of agreeing or disagreeing. Now, here I'm going to give you some tips on, like, for example, when you start a new class or meet new people, and you want to start a conversation, like we mentioned the other day when we talked about making small talk. Okay, so one way is this. You can start by asking questions. If you're not sure how to start up a conversation with a new person, begin by asking them a question. Normally people are happy to open up and talk about themselves. So maybe you can ask them, hi, so what area of the company do you work at? Or or do you like the class? So just ask a question. Of course, there are some topics, like I mentioned before, that you should never talk, which are politics, religion, sex, or sports. But any other topic is acceptable. Okay, just ask questions. Like I said, normally people like to answer questions. Next, be a good listener. Listening is an important part of any friendship, whether it's new or old. Listen carefully to what your classmate or your workmate is saying and then respond with something related to what they're saying. So pay attention to what people talk about. If they are talking about maybe a certain hobby that they have, maybe you can continue talking about it or give your opinion about it. If they talk about a certain thing that they like, maybe you can again continue or give an opinion related to it, because it will show the person that you are a good listener. Next, pay compliments. If you notice a classmate is doing well or workmate is doing well or wearing something you like, simply give them a quick compliment. People like to feel complimented, so you can say, "Oh, good job," or "Wow, beautiful sneakers," or "What a nice jacket." Okay, so if you compliment people, it'll be a good way to start a new friendship at a new place or a new university or a new workplace. Next, share a little about yourself. When meeting new people, it's important to share a little bit about yourself too. You shouldn't be the center of the conversation, but you just, I mean, it's better to ask about the other person, but if you can share some information related to you, that's fine. That'll be great, because everybody, I mean, of course, I'm glad to share my information, but I would also would like to know more about you or the person I'm talking to. Maybe, for example, if you start talking about hobbies and you ask him or her what are their hobbies, maybe after that you can share your hobbies. Or if you're talking about, for example, if you are sharing anecdotes, again, you can, after he or she shares his or her anecdotes, then you can share your anecdote. Okay, so it's a good way to start a conversation, to make new friends at class or at work. Okay, so again, you start by asking a question. People love to answer questions. Be a good listener, pay attention to their answers so you can continue with the topic or comment the topic. Pay compliments. Everybody loves to be complimented. You say something that you congratulate them for something, compliment whether it's something they're wearing or something they have done, and share some information about yourself. People love to share. People love to answer questions, like I said at the beginning, but they also like to know who they're talking to, or information about the person they're talking to. Okay, so start by asking questions, be a good listener, pay compliments, and share a little about yourself. The other tips that you can do is do kind things. Do kind things for other people is a good way to show that you care about developing a positive relationship with them. Help them out. For example, if you see a new person, try to help them out with guiding them or giving them information about your work or your class. Or if you see somebody is having issues, try to help them out. I mean, trying to helping out their solving out their problems, or trying to 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 make their first day or their first moments in school or at work much better. So that would definitely start a good friendship or relationship. Make them laugh. The quickest way to a new friendship is to laugh together. Okay, I mean, everybody loves. I mean, you don't go to the extreme of being a clown, but it's always good to try to make people laugh, especially to break the ice. But not to make them laugh by making fun of other people, but maybe about making fun of yourself is a good idea. Telling an anecdote or telling a slight joke where you can help people relax, and if you make them laugh, they relax, and interaction between people becomes much easier. Get together outside of class time or work time. Okay, once you've gotten to know a classmate during class time, you might want to invite them to do something outside of class or work. Okay, remember to like anything. For example, if I make a friend today here at Zoom or on Facebook, and I want to continue, or I want this friendship or relationship to flourish, I will continue talking to him or her, asking them questions, making small talk. Okay, so getting together, I mean, outside of not only to study or to work, but we can get together to have lunch or to have, well, now we can go to the movie theaters, but in the past, go to the movies or have a coffee. All these other or extra activities we can do to add um, co- contact time. Okay, um, maybe just making a video call or something. Okay, this way we can assure that the relationship goes on or progresses, not only in the working area or the educative area, but in all in more aspects of your daily life. And finally, joining activity. Extracurricular activities like student council or service projects are a great way to meet new people outside of class time or work time. There are always extra activities at work or at school. At school, sometimes they're volunteering activities, they're mentoring activities, they're political activities. And at work also, they're all there. And at work, there's always something happening. There's always a PR activities, human resources activities, or the boss always chooses somebody to do a monthly activity. So it's always good to do other things, not only work. Okay, I know it's your workplace or your study place, but you should try to do other things, other extra activities, to see that you're not only there as a student or as a worker, but you're a member of that society or that group. Okay, so again, just go over this. Start by asking questions, be a good listener, pay compliments, share a little about yourself, do kind things, and make people laugh, get together outside of class time, and join an activity. These are 8 things you can do to start a new conversation with somebody in class or at work. Okay, in class or at work. Another thing you can do is to show people that you care. I am preoccupied about some things. Okay, so now there are expressions that we can use to express concern, to wish somebody to well. Okay, so the first thing is to express concern is to inquire about someone and offer help. Okay, how do you feel? What can I do? It is sometimes difficult to find the words to express concern or preoccupation for others or to wish them well. Here are some common phrases and expressions to help you. If you want to show somebody that you care, that you're preoccupied, you can use expressions like, are you all right? Are you okay? How are things? How are you getting on? How have you been keeping? The same as how are things? What's the matter? What's up? You look a bit off color. Are you feeling all right? You look worried. Is everything okay? Why such a sad face? Is there something wrong? Why the long face? Bad news? Do you want to talk about it? You look upset. Has something happened? You look a bit down. What's the matter? Is there anything I can do? Can I help you in any way? Do you need a shoulder to cry on? Come on and have a drink. You look like you could do with one. Okay, so these are expressions that you can express preoccupation. Are you all right? Is everything okay? I mean, or you look a bit off color. You see somebody feel like looking like sick. Are you feeling all right? Why such a sad face? Is there something wrong? A long face is when you're like preoccupied, right? Why the long face? Why the long face? The same as in Spanish, right? Why the long face? Bad news? Do you want to talk about it? You look upset. You look sad. You look angry. Has something happened? You look a bit down. A bit down is a bit sad, a bit preoccupied. What's the matter? What's the problem? What's the matter is what's the problem? Okay. Do you need a shoulder to cry on? It's like, can I comfort you? Can I help you? So these are expressions that we can use to express our concern, to express our preoccupation about something or someone. I would like to help you. I notice that something is wrong. What can I do for you? Now, all of these expressions are used to express concern to people if you see them that maybe they're sad or they're angry or they don't look so healthy. Okay, so with these expressions, we can clarify our ideas and make sure that everything's okay. Okay, and just like we can express concern, we can also wish people, desire for them to get well. So these are some expressions that we can use to express people that we would like for them to feel better, to get well. Okay, so for example, the first one, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel well again very soon. Okay, so these are two ways of telling somebody recuperate, right? Wishing you a speedy recovery. Okay, recovery, quick. Warmest wishes for a quick recovery. Again, okay, warmest wishes is like my desires, my strong desires that you recuperate very quickly, very fast. Our warmest thoughts are with you as you recover from your accident. Okay, warmest thought this has nothing to do with temperature. It has to do with affection. Okay, our warmest thoughts, warmest wishes. You are in our thoughts and prayers. We wish you a quick recovery. So you are in our thoughts and in our prayers. We wish you a quick recovery. So that means that I'm thinking about you and I am praying, asking God to help you. Okay, asking God or whoever you praise. I hope it won't be long before you're on your feet again. That means I wish that you recuperate soon. You look bad, but I hope you recuperate very quickly. We pray you return to full health very soon. This means that I hope you feel better. Again, I hope you feel a little better every day. Okay, that means that every day I hope you start to recuperate. I hope you'll be back to your old self in no time. Okay, I hope you'll be back to your old self. I mean, you recuperate and return to how you normally are. Hope it won't be long before you are out of the hospital. Hope it won't be long. That means that it doesn't take too much time. Hope it helps to know that we are thinking of you. Okay, so I'm telling the person that we are or I am thinking about you, and I hope this helps you. We all miss you and wish you a speedy recovery. Okay, speedy is quick. Take a good care of yourself until you make a complete recovery. Very simple, right? I mean, don't do anything drastic. Recuperate, and then we can see each other. Sorry to hear you are not well. Sorry to hear that you're sick. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Let me know. Okay, if I can help you, let me know, please. Next, really sorry to hear of your illness. Really sorry to hear of your illness. Illness is sickness. Hope your recovery will be a speedy one. Hope your recovery is quick, a speedy one. Wishing you a super fast recovery. Life isn't the same without you. Okay, so you're telling your friend or your family that to get well soon. We wish you a speedy recovery. If you need anything, just let us know. Okay, so we're telling the person that we want him or her to recover very quickly. Okay, and these are all expressions that we can use to tell people to get well soon, different than these expressions that express preoccupation. Okay, these expressions represent concern. I am worried. How can I help you? The next is get well soon. Okay, so now I pray that you recuperate quickly and you return to your activities soon. Okay, so these are expressions that we can use to express, like I mentioned before, to express recovery or getting well soon. Okay, and the last topic we go into a little bit of grammar is how to break bad habits. Okay, and make it stick. This means to continue and not to return to the original habit. Okay, so the last class we talked about smoking and stop. If you had the bad habit of smoking, maybe you could stop, right? Because excuse me, because it's not good for you, because it's not good for your health. So now, once we've done this, if there are ways of keeping it, making it stick, it's to avoid going back, to avoid returning to the original form, right? Now there are ways of doing this. The first way, here are some 4 ways. Identify your triggers. Okay, what makes you want? For example, let's say your bad habit is smoking or drinking. Identify your triggers. What makes you, or what it starts in you the desire of smoking or drinking. Okay, so remember, triggers are the first steps in developing a habit. Identifying the triggers behind your habitual behaviors is the first step in moving past them. So, for example, if I know that drinking beer normally makes me want to smoke, so maybe I'll stop drinking beer or drink less. If I know that, for example, um, maybe too much stress makes me want to smoke, maybe I will try to avoid my stress. Okay, so that's the trigger. The trigger are the things that initiate or start an activity, in this case the bad habit. So first, identify your triggers so you would know when to avoid them. Okay, when to let them go. Next, focus on why you want to change. Okay, I want to stop smoking because I want to do it for my children, or I want to do it for my health. Then focus on this. Don't, I mean, know why you're doing things. Okay, if you know why you're doing things, then normally you will accomplish them, or you will continue with them. If you're doing things just because, then normally they're not going to be very positive. Okay, so focus on why you want to change. What is the reason for this effort? What is the reason for this? Because it's a bad time that you're going to go through. Next, enlist a friend support. If you and your friend or partner both want to break an unwanted habit, try to do it together. So, like I mentioned before, always it is always good to look for somebody else to help you or do these things, go through these things with you. It'll make it easier. If you ever feel the need to smoke, he or she will tell you, no, 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 don't do it. So it's support. It's going to help you a lot. It's always good to do it with somebody else or a group of people because, like I told you, it definitely encourages you and helps you and picks you up whenever you have a fall. Practice mindfulness. Okay, practicing mindfulness can also help you notice ways your habit affects your life. As you start to recognize these effects, you may feel more driven to work or changing the habit. Okay, so if you practice mindfulness, it's going to help you find out ways that you can reduce this habit. Okay, um, okay. Again, I am I want to stop smoking because I don't feel well, because I feel sick, because I want to pass some more time with my children. So once you know, once you are set, once you recognize why you want to do things, then you normally will continue doing them. Okay. Replace the bad habit with a different one. This means that, and not with another bad habit, but replace, for example, if you have the habit of smoking, then maybe you can start running, and that way you can, this habit can take over the bad habit of smoking. If you have a habit of drinking, maybe you can start watching TV or movies. Okay, so maybe this habit can replace, can cover up the past habit. Okay, so it's always good to replace one habit with another, but again, not one habit with another bad habit. Okay, with a good habit. Leave yourself reminders using stickers, sticky notes, or other visual reminders. Whether the habit behavior happens can help you rethink the action when something triggers you. Okay, so leave notes, for example, on your refrigerator, on your computer, on your cell phone. That's good. That whenever you have like you feel that you want to return, or you want to go back to doing this habit, um, this will help you. Um, it will let you remember why you're doing things. Okay, it will stop you from going back. So it's always leave yourself reminders. Prepare for slip ups. A slip up is when you literally it's when you fall, but in this case is when you, for example, you have decided not to smoke and then you smoked. Okay, um, breaking a habit can be very challenging, though you might find some habits easier to shake than others. Try to mentally prepare for slip ups so you won't feel guilty or discouraged to do so. Okay. Um, don't say, "Oh my God, I started smoking again. This will never happen." No, this is the normal phase. This is a normal phase, but you have to be prepared for it. You have to think, okay, eventually I'm going to I maybe smoke one day again. What will I do? So start preparing yourself for these things. Okay. This is what it means to prepare for slip ups. Practice self care. Many people find it easier to create positive changes in life when they begin to fall from a place of wellness, of feeling good. When breaking a habit, it's especially important to prioritize your own wellness. This not only boosts your chances of success, but it also helps you keep functioning in the face of challenges. Okay, so whenever you break a bad habit, it's important to first prioritize yourself. Okay, I'm doing this because of me, because of my health, because I want to help my children. Normally, and even though you can do it for your family, your wife, or your kids, it's better to start doing it. I mean, I want to take care of myself because I care about myself. I want to be healthy. And motivate yourself with rewards for success. Remember, breaking a bad habit can be very difficult. Make sure you acknowledge how far you've come and try to give yourself rewards along the way. Okay, so find ways of recognizing your effort. For example, oh, I haven't been smoking for 1 year. I'm going to go out with my family to eat, for example, or to travel because I want to acknowledge this. I want to recognize my effort. I want to recognize that it's difficult and it's taking a while, and it's not over yet. But uh, good job, it's always it's like in your at work. Whenever you recognize, it motivates excuse me, it motivates. Okay, so if you're motivated, then you want to continue. So remember, always try to recognize yourself and motivate yourself. And finally, give it time. Okay, these things don't happen over. It's very difficult for somebody to completely stop smoking in less than a year. Sometimes you're going to slip up. Sometimes you're going to it's going to be very difficult. Sometimes it's going to be very easy, but give it time. If you don't say, okay, it's been a month, it's been 2 months, and I can't stop smoking. No, if you have, then maybe you have to try to recuperate that. Okay, so give it time. It doesn't happen from one day to the other. Okay, so again, identify your triggers, what makes you start, focus on why you want to change, what are the reasons for this activity, enlist a friend support. If you know that you can do things on your own, find people that think similar to you and get together. Practice mindfulness. That means that recognize why you do things, and if they're good or if they're bad, and why you have to stop. Replace the habit with a different one. Take this bad habit and replace it with a good habit, but change it. For example, if you smoke normally in the morning, then in the morning run. If for example, if you smoked after parties, then try to go to less parties. Okay, so try to just change the habit from a different one. Leave yourself reminders. It's okay if you leave notes or messages in your cell phone to tell you what to do, or what not to do. Prepare for slip ups. This means that everybody's going to fall every now and then. Be prepared to do this, because this will happen to everyone, but you need to know what to do afterwards. Okay, how to recuperate yourself. Okay, the fact of learning that you might slip up needs to be accompanied with a solution. Okay, practice self-care. I do these things because I love myself. Motivate yourself with rewards. Okay, motivating yourself is very important, and give it time. This means that things don't happen from one moment to the other. Okay, they take some time. Very good. And now the last topic is the pronunciation of the past tense of regular verbs. Like I mentioned the other day, this happens. Okay, the past simple or the past participles of all regular verbs, because this only happens with regular verbs and in ed. For example, work, worked, worked. In addition, many adjectives are made from the past participle and so on in ed too. Like I painted furniture. Okay, so again, the past tense or the past participles of the verbs normally are the same, and they finish with ed. And the question is how we pronounce it. There are three ways of pronouncing the past. We have the ed, we have the t, and we have the d. For example, worked, worked is with this, worked with the d. Okay, painted, painted, ed, painted. We add another syllable. Okay, this is the syllable ed. So when we add the ed, we are adding another syllable to the word. Okay, now what are the rules? Again, if the base of the verb ends in one of these sounds, with t, want, so we say ed, wanted, wanted, want, wanted. So do we add an extra syllable? Do we add an extra syllable? Yes, right? Because we have want, wanted. Or we have end, ended, and one syllable, end, ended, two syllables. We added the syllable ed, ed, okay? And do you add an extra syllable? Yes, you do. Remember, whenever you finish in T or D, we need to add another syllable, okay? The syllable ed. For example, if we say start, in the past, started. If we say rent, in the past, rented. If we say needed, okay? So when the word finishes in T or D, the sound T or D, we need to add one more syllable, ed. When the it finishes in a vowel that is unvoiced, um, then with p, f, ch, and k, we finish with t. For example, hope, 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 hoped, hoped. We have laugh, laugh, the sound f, laugh, laughed, laughed with a t. Like fax, faxed, faxed. Now we have wash, wash. The past is washed, washed. Now we have like, liked, liked with the T, okay? Now, when it's voiced, remember the difference between voiced and non-voiced is the vibration. When something is unvoiced, like no vibration, or no vibration, or no vibration. Now voiced is all the others that are not here. Okay, these are the vibration. For example, if I say the, okay, vibration here. So for example, here it says play. We don't say plate because plate is plato. We say played, played. Or allow. We don't say allowed. No, because allowed, it's another thing. This is allowed, allowed. And finally, beg, begged, begged, begged. Okay, begged with a D. So we have hoped and we have allowed. We have faxed and we have played. We have watched and we have begged. Okay, so we add the D. And notice that in this case, hope, hoped, fax, faxed, wash, washed, like, liked, one syllable. But the same with the D. Play, played, allow, allowed, two syllables. Beg, beg, two syllables. But when it finishes in T or D, we add the ed. Wanted, ended, needed, etc. Okay, so let's continue. Any questions so far here? Hopefully not. Like I said, I'm following you on Facebook and I'm following you on Instagram, on Zoom. Okay, and I will answer most of your questions. And again, like I said, um, sometimes the questions, sometimes the questions appear a little bit later, than you make them. Okay, so I apologize. Um, so again, these are the sounds of the past tense. We have the t, like in wanted, so it's wanted. The d, like end and dead. We have the voiced, the sh, the ch, and the k, like in these where there's no vibration there's no vibration in the throat. So we add the t, hoped, laughed, faxed, washed, liked. And then in voiced, we use the d sound, like played, allowed, and begged. Okay. Again, no syllables here. And finally, just to clarify this information here, like I said before, these are the voiceless. These make no sound, like these are the letters. And the C and the X, these are the letters. These get that sound, like helped, looked, watched, watched, laughed, breathed, kissed, danced, and fixed. Okay, and then we have the D sound, and these are voiced, for example, and also with the vowels. Okay, like the N's, the R. These are the letters. Call, called. We don't say called. We say called. Cleaned, offered, damaged, loved, used, followed, enjoyed, amazed. Okay, so notice that here we don't add syllables. We don't add syllables. It's the same. Sorry for the noise. It's the same. So we have call, called, clean, cleaned, offer, offered, damaged, damaged. Okay, the same with the t. Laugh, laughed, kiss, kissed, dance, danced. Okay, but whenever we finish in T or D, we're going to add the ed. Okay, we're going to add the ed. Okay, so for example, hate, hated, rent, rented, invite, invited, need, needed, land, landed, defend, defended. Okay, so these are is a common mistake that people sometimes make with the simple past tense. They, instead of saying, for example, they say, instead of saying called, they say call it. Okay, so remember that you should always add you should always add a syllable only when it finishes in T or D. Okay, please. So you can say hate it, but you never say damage it. You can say invite it, but you never say love it. You can say landed, but you never say follow it. Good morning. How is everybody? Good morning, Mr. Ceballos. Good morning, Ms. Shania. Okay. Um, which one? Which one looks? Because this. Please let me know which one looks here. Which one looks not so clear? The one that I'm showing right now, or maybe this one here. Which one? Let me know which one so I can try to fix it. Okay. Because I can see them clear. Maybe it's the connection. I don't know. Please let me know which one looks not so clear. Okay, and I will try to help you out with that. Okay, so again, these are common mistakes that are made with the pronunciation in the past. Remember, only when we finish in T or D, the sound T or D, we say it. Hated, rented, invited, needed, sorry for the typo, landed, and defended. Okay, but here we don't say call it, we say called because we have the D because it's L. Called, offered. Don't say offered or damaged. No, damaged, loved, used, followed. Okay, the same here. You don't say looked, you say looked. You don't say kissed, you say kissed. You don't say fixed, no, you say fixed. Okay, so when it's voiceless, that means no vibration, you say the t sound. When it's voiced, that means that there's vibration, then we use the d sound. And when it finishes in T or D, we say et. Okay, so these are some common mistakes that are made in the pronunciation of the past tense. Again, Miss Cardenas, let me know where is it that it's not so clear, so I can try to help you. I can try to fix it. And like I said, I'm seeing things clear here right now. Um, and don't worry, Mr. Ceballos, I will take into account your opinions. Everything, all your opinions are valid. Um, if there are no more questions here, again here, what about Zoom? Are there any questions here in Zoom that I can help you? That I can help you out? No. I remember that I will gladly answer your questions through Zoom or through Facebook. No, again, thank you, Mr. Soyas, for your opinion. I will work on that. I will try to make it more enthusiastic. Ms. Cardenas, again, please let me know in which part is not so clear, so I can fix it. Like I said, I see it very clear. I don't know. Maybe it's the connection. Let me know, please, in your comments. Okay. Thank you very much for your attendance. Please, the next topic will be on Friday. A few kind words. Hopefully, we'll see you there. Remember, Friday at 9 in the morning. Thank you very much for your participation. Remember to take care if you go out. If you need to go out, take the necessary precautions, wash your hands, change your shoes, wash your clothes, wear your masks, wear your face mask, okay? And I will gladly see you on Friday. Here is my contact information, my email, cjmflores@gmail.com, my WhatsApp, 947-390-436, and my LinkedIn account, cjmflores, Flores 27. Okay, thank you very much for your participation, and I will see you on Friday. Thank you for the people who have participated in Zoom, and thank you for the people who have participated in Facebook. Have a great Wednesday. See you on Friday. Bye bye.